Yeah, last night actually happened. I still can't quite believe it. I've watched the game back today. I've watched Declan Rice's free kick another 3,500 times probably, and I can't get over it. But I want to talk about how monumental last night I think was. And I don't want this to be sensationalist. I don't want this to come across as like going over the top. But I do think it's one of those games for a number of reasons. We will look back on that game in years to come as a really significant game for this project, for this group of players. And I want to explore that. First of all, though, I want to say thank you. The support on the, like I said this yesterday, that the support on the videos has been crazy. Last night's video, I uploaded at like 2 a.m. 150 odd subscribers off the back of it. Ridiculous. If you could subscribe, I'm here to ask you again, as always, if you could subscribe, if you've not done already, I would be incredibly grateful. If you could like the video as well, clicking the like button really helps it get to more people. So I'd be grateful for that. But look, let's crack on with it. And I want to start, and there's a few reasons I wanted to make this video. One, ultimately, is just so that I can talk about this kid even more. Miles Lewis-Skelly. He, for me, is the embodiment of a lot of what I'm going to talk about in this video. And one of the significant changes now in this project is a mentality-based change. And I think he embodies the mentality of where we want this Arsenal squad to be. We want everyone to have his mentality. And it's very easy, not easy, natural to have that mentality as a youngster. But I mean, yesterday, watching it back, I can't believe how good he was. And I can't believe how brave he was. You know, he turned up. You look at that pass map, by the way, that's the pass map of a midfielder. He was playing at left back. He locked up Rodrigo and yet operated as a midfielder. You look at how many of those passes are forward and completed passes. You look at the times that he carried the ball. I mean, that image there on the left, you know, representative of what he was like, picking the ball up, driving with it. And he really had a mentality yesterday coming up against the likes of Bellingham and Camavinga and Valverde of, I don't care. Do you know what? I don't care who you are, because I'm Miles Lewis-Skelly and I back myself. And when I get the ball, I'm going to take a risk. And when I get the ball, I'm going to run at you and I'm going to run past you and you're not going to get it off me. And don't get me wrong, there will be occasions where he loses the ball. There will be occasions where he gets caught out because he's brave and he takes risks. But that mentality is contagious and it gets picked up on by players around him. And this isn't me being, I don't know what the word would be, exaggerating, I suppose. That was Jack Wilshere against Barcelona in terms of the gravity of that performance. For his ceiling and how far I think his career is going to go, I think we look back on last night and we go, that was his Jack Wilshere versus Barcelona, where he was just comfortable. He was so comfortable. He was bullying at times Rodrigo. And that is where we want to go. And it is a contagious mentality to have. The way that he punches the balls through lines, the way he carries it, you start noticing other players start going, yeah, I like it when we play like this. And there are other players in the squad, and this is partially down to the way that Arteta has drilled us, and it's not a bad thing, but there are players in the squad who at times are too cautious, who don't want to take any risks. And what Arteta has done, with the control that Arteta has given us, what he has done has given us a platform to limit Real Madrid to 0.5 XG. And that is absolutely brilliant, right? That is ridiculously good. But it does at times come at a cost of us being a little boring to watch and us having a little too much control. And we've said this over the course of this season. I want us to have a little bit less control. And you could argue that we do have a little bit less control where Miles Lewis-Skelly decides that he's going to bomb on or that he's going to play a risky pass. But it's good. And we saw it last night because it gives us opportunities. You know, one great example was this. He picks the ball up, right? The picture on the left. He picks the ball up. He's got Vinicius Jr. behind him. He's got Camavinga in front of him. And 9 times out of 10, an Arsenal player in that position would lay it off to Thomas Partey. You can see Thomas Partey, top left of the screen. That's the safe option. It's the easy option. It recycles the ball. You're not going to lose possession. You're not going to be in danger of Rodrigo running away because you've lost it in a dangerous position. But he doesn't. He sees Camavinga ahead of him and he goes, right, you're having it. And really, he brute forced his way through him. Like, it wasn't even particularly technical the way he got past Camavinga. It was brute force. But once he did that, he then had the composure to thread it through Valverde's legs into Gabby Martinelli. And that was the opportunity where Courtois made 2 saves and David Alaba blocked it off the line from Marino. That was, very, very nearly a goal, completely created, essentially, by Miles Lewis-Skelly going, do you know what? I'm bored. Let's do something here. And I love that mentality. And that is something that we want to see more of. And another example was the assist. Miles Lewis-Skelly does this thing where he kind of forces you to play the way that he wants you to play. So he drills this ball into Marino. First of all, he sees Marino dropping out of the box, which is good. He reads what Marino's doing. But instead of rolling it into him, letting Marino take a touch, giving Marino the choice of what he wants to do, he fires it into him. If you watch it back, he fires it into him. He goes, you're shooting. You're shooting first time because I'm not giving you another opportunity. I'm not giving you another option. And that I love. And it's the same when he punches the ball between lines. He feeds players in. He goes, he always looks to play it in front of a player. And I love that mentality. I love it. And another player that has that mentality is Bukayo Saka. And we've seen after this free kick, Declan Rice has obviously said Jova wanted him to put a cross in. Ødegaard wanted him to put a cross in. But Saka said to him, no, if you're feeling it, go for it. And I love that because Saka's been doing that this season. One big change with Saka this season is he's become more selfish. He started taking things on his own because he backs himself to do it. And he doesn't care if it's not the percentage play. He doesn't care if it's not the controlled way of playing because he backs himself to do it. And he convinced Declan Rice of that, and it paid off. And sure, maybe statistically it was more likely to end up in a goal if Rice had crossed it. But it's now about players taking responsibility upon themselves to change games, to create something, to do something. And that actually is being pushed by Mikel Arteta as well. Make it happen. Mikel Arteta keeps saying, make it happen. And the reason that I think last night's result and performance is where the project changes is because I feel like that was a fork in the road. Last night was a fork in the road where if we get battered, not even battered, if we just lose to Real Madrid at home last night and then we go into the Bernabeu, that is a poor season. That is question marks over Arteta. That is the second season in a row and the second time for this group that the first time they've come up against a big European team in a knockout stage, they've wilted and gone out. And yet it was the complete opposite. The fork in the road that we took was, yeah, we can comfortably outplay Real Madrid. Yeah, we've got players that can do magical things. Yeah, we've got 18-year-olds who can lock up some of the best talent in the world. And we'll do it again. And for me, that is where going forwards now, you're looking at a group of players who believe fully in Arteta and in themselves and in the project. And so you look at Saliba's celebration. You see Saliba's celebration. Suddenly, it's not, he's going to go to Real Madrid. He might go to Real Madrid in the summer. We've just battered Real Madrid. Is he really at the age of 24 looking at Real Madrid going, I need to move there now? Or is he looking at it going, I'm pretty happy staying here, beating Real Madrid 3-0. Now, of course, we need to add trophies to it. And that is what I truly think will come. I truly think this group of players now is primed to use that result, that performance as the springboard into possibly an era of dominance. And that might sound dramatic, but I was looking at the squad today, and I want to bring this up, actually. I was looking at the squad from last night today, and you look at it and you go, and by the way, today it was announced all of Arteta's backroom staff, significant backroom staff, AirPods Albert, Nicholas Jova, Inaki Kanya, Carlos, all of them have signed new contracts, keeping them at the club for as long as Mikel Arteta. So that's stability. That's belief in the project. But then I was looking at this, right? Jurgen Timber, 23. William Saliba, 24. Kivior, 25. Gabriel's 27. Miles Lewis-Skelly, 18. Martin Ødegaard, 26. Thomas Partey, 31. but to all intents, he's being replaced by Zubamendi, as far as we're aware, who's 26. Declan Rice, 26. Bukayo Saka, 23. Mikel Merino, 28. But he's being replaced by a proper striker. Either Gyökeres at 27, Sesko at 22, Martinelli, 23. We are almost entirely in our prime. Bar Miles Lewis-Skelly, and then obviously Thomas Partey, every single player is between 23 and 27. Our oldest outfield player would be Gabriel at 27. And that is kind of, especially for a centre-back, the age where you're kind of entering your prime. But they're all in that group of, they've got a lot of experience now. They've played big European nights. They've won on big European nights. And they're just entering their prime, or they're in their prime. We don't have to worry about players aging out of our squad. We did it last night without a Trossard, without a Jorginho. I know Trossard came on, but without a Zinchenko even. And so you've got that real core group of players, which is going to be added to with a couple of players, Zubamendi, Gyökeres. You've got that real core that have played together for a long time, that are in their prime, that have got the experience. They know now they can win on big nights. Then you add in the Lewis-Skellys, the Nwaneries, the Max Daumans, possibly a Nico Williams or a young, exciting winger coming in. And I just think it's all ready to explode. And we've been unfortunate this season. We know we have. But I don't think we'll look back on that. If we'd lost last night, I think that could have been that sort of, we go down the other road of feeling sorry for ourselves and questioning this, that, and the other. Whereas now I just think the team are going to believe so heavily in what they can do. And if you listen to any of the interviews afterwards, Declan Rice talking about it, they all have that belief. And I just think it's incredibly, incredibly exciting for the future. Maybe I'm going overboard. Maybe I'm still bouncing from last night. But I sat here a couple of nights ago and told you that we'd beat Real Madrid. And I'm sitting here now and I'm telling you, this is the moment. This is the fork in the road, and we've gone down the right path. And lots of trophies are coming for this group of players. I'm telling you. If you've liked the video, please do subscribe. I'd appreciate that. We're uploading daily, so there'll be another video tomorrow. Also, if you don't see it on your page, if you go onto my account and you look at shorts, I uploaded a short of the experience at the Emirates yesterday. It's like a 3-minute video of come with me to watch Real Madrid, but you'll get a feel for the atmosphere and everything. So feel free to check that out. But yeah, other than that, like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Really appreciate reading all the comments as well. I'll be back tomorrow. And until then, have a good evening, a good night, a good day, wherever you are in the world.